I go where I want to go. Hello, Brian the Fanboy here. And October 31st of 2022 is the 30th anniversary of X-Men the animated series. So yes, the first episode of X-Men the animated series made its debut on Halloween of 1992. And in honor of this show's 30th anniversary, I've seen the first two episodes, Night of the Sentinels Parts 1 and 2, and I'm going to review them. Now, the first episode starts when, uh, when there was this woman who was a news reporter, and she was talking about the violence that's going on around mutants. And well, one of the footage that was shown was of this large, hairy man. This is of course his saber tooth, and he was, causing destruction. Now, at his house, this man, well, he turned off the TV and talked to his wife about their daughter, Jubilee, because, well, they recently found out that she's also a mutant. And the father even commented about what she did with VCR. And, the mother, she asked how the father could put her in that, mutant organization. I mean, mutant every program like she's kind of like you're some kind of criminal and well the father said that it's not a prison, it's supposed to help these unfortunate people. And Jubilee overheard the conversation and she was upset about what she's going through because she was once a normal girl. At least she said she was a normal girl and then suddenly this happened. And then she left secretly left the house through her window so she can let out some steam, not knowing that she's being uh, watched by this giant robot called a Sentinel. Now, Jubilee, she went to her arcade and, said to herself about what's wrong with being a mutant. And then suddenly, the, uh, the game she was playing started to short circuit, and the arcade manager scolded her for what happened, and then realized that she's one of them. And Jubilee ran and demonstrated that he doesn't want her kind around. And Jubilee, she bumped into these two women. Now, Jubilee arrived at the mall, and well, there's a scene showing this man who was buying at the store who was buying these cards, and well, that's Gambit. And now, well, Jubilee was at the mall. The Sentinel came and started to cause destruction, and the two women who Jubilee bumped into, well, they started to fight the giant robot by using the powers, revealing that they're mutants, and one of them changed her clothes into a white costume. This is Storm, and the other woman is a rogue. She has the powers of light and super strength, and she can also absorb people's energy, but that's revealed later in the episode. Now, Storm, oh yes, and she has the power to control the weather. And then Gambit at the store, well, he heard the commotion to find out what's going on, and also use his powers to fight the Sentinel. And he has his kinetic energy, and he used his cards, undercards, to throw at the Sentinel. And then Jubilee, she decided to help the other mutants out, and she used her sparks, well, but it also doesn't retaliated as you know the battle was continuing, and then the Sentinel released a kind of sleep gas on Jubilee, and while she was running, and then well, she ran into this man wearing a blue yellow costume, and when she asked who he is, the man says his name is Cyclops. Oh, he was also wearing a visor. And then suddenly, later, Jubilee woke up in the infirmary, and she tried to open the door, but it was locked, and she used her powers to unlock it and revealed that she some kind of hallway, and there are a lot of rooms, and in one of the rooms she saw this blue hairy man working with chemicals. That was Peace. And then there is another room where she saw this bald man talking to this woman, and the bald man is Professor Charles Xavier, also called Professor X, and the woman he was talking to was Jean Grey. And then Jubilee saw this other room where there was a guy, uh, he's called Morph, and he was watching TV while changing shape at the same time, like impersonating the people he was watching on TV and making jokes. And then suddenly, Jubilee found this room and he saw Gambit, and Gambit told her that it's no place for her. And then came Wolverine. And he and Gambit were fighting, and it seemed like Gambit was put down on the ground, and Wolverine got his claws, and when it looked like he was about to slice Gambit, Jubilee stopped him and drew him. And there's a room, and the X-Men came out game, and the as was going on, and Jubilee says he was trying to stop the fight because he didn't want anybody getting hurt, and all of the X-Men started to laugh. And when Jubilee asked what the place is, he said part gymnasium and part survival course. It's known as the Danger Room. And then, Tom decided to take a walk with Jubilee and to explain everything. On the roof, well, Storm told her that, the mansion is a school for the gifted. And, Professor X, he takes in mutants to help them use their powers for the benefit of all humanity. And when Storm talks about her name, Jubilee said that Storm's name makes a lot of sense. When Jubilee talked about her own name, she also said that she also blows stuff up. And Storm, she showed Jubilee her power, causing a strong wind. And Jubilee told Storm to stop, and yes, he did. And Jubilee asked why people hate mutants, and Storm said that people fear what they do not understand. Now, back at oh yes, inside the mansion, Professor X, along with the other X-Men, they were talking about well, about what's going on, and they were even examining the head of the Sentinel, with Cyclops. He decapitated using his laser beam. And Wolverine asks if anybody notifies, Jubilee's parents. And then Logan was decided to, go off of his own, and Cyclops, took about the commit decisions, and Wolverine said that he goes where he wants to go. And then later, the X-Men went, well, they're on their way to the to the headquarters of the Mutant Outreach Program. And on their way, yeah, they talk about hard Jubilee, how hard time Jubilee is having, because of her being a mutant. And Rob talk about how she first discovered her powers, and the other X-Men make comments about how they discovered theirs and what they went through when they were younger. And, oh yes, they finally arrived at the facility, and well, they went inside, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Rogue SPs what makes them what they are, and Beast gave some possible possibilities like gamma rays, radiation, ozone depletion, uh, television, and morph set progress. And then Wolverine arrived and said, "But unlock." And that is that he decided to join the team on the mission. And they arrive at the place, and Wolverine he yeah knocked on the door, and then Beast uses powers to climb on the roof and went to the security panel to deactivate it. And then they went well, Morph uses powers to trick the cards into going inside to this room and locked it. And well, the X-Men found the all the names of every mutant on the Beast's computer or archives, and get rid of all the names so no more mutants will be hunted down uh, by that organization. Meanwhile, this man was talking to Jubilee's parents, and well, her parents says that well, Jubilee is their foster daughter, but they still love her the same. And the man asked if they were if Jubilee has any mutual friends, and well, one of the parents said that Jubilee always kept her secrets to herself. And then Jubilee she arrived uh, at in front of the house, but before she to check out with her parents, but before she could, accidentally came after her, and then she was captured, and that was the end of part one. Now with part two, well, it picks up where the previous episode left off, where oh yes, the X-Men were the facility, and then well, the oh yes, then Kim Knows started to fight them, and the fight takes place outdoors, and then Jane wearing the helmet Cerebro, but she said she couldn't feel more. And then later, the X-Men were recovering from the battle, and then Wolverine went to the garage so he could drive somewhere. But before he did that, he used his claws to slice up this other car and called everybody cowards. And Jean came to well, he told Logan that it's nobody's fault. And then Wolverine told Jean to tell Scott that he made Scott inconvertible, and he drove away. And Jean said that it's not Logan's fault either. And while Wolverine was driving, there was a flashback to the battle of the X-Men fighting the Sentinels. And then, oh yes, yeah, well, in the battle, well, the X-Men were using their powers against, I mean, and God saying not to hurt anybody, but also to watch themselves. And Gambit said that he should help people, the guards, not to harm them either. And then, well, eventually, it ended up with Beast being knocked into electric fence, and well, when Morph started being in trouble, he tried to get in the way, and then, well, he wasn't sure what happened to Morph, but he wanted to go to his friend, and then Rogue used her power of absorption to weaken Wolverine a bit, not too much, but just so he can be not be able to go any further. And then Wolverine, he then started to think of how to find his missing friends. And well, in that scene, another scene is revealed that Beast was captured and he was put in some kind of cell. And yeah, he was upside, well, not upside down. I think he was like, well, he was on the ceiling plane because of what happened to Morph. And well, this guy who talked to Jubilee's parents in the previous episode, he wanted to ask him some questions, and he said some other time, and then went to something else. Mm, oh yes, later Cyclops was talking to well, Jubilee's parents and trying to yeah, talk to them about this place where Jubilee can be safe and nobody can cause her any trouble just for being a mutant. Let's see, oh yes, also was shown that another thing was shown that Jubilee was he was strapped into some kind of bed, and the guy who talked to Jubilee's parents in the previous episode, well, he well well like he played his tape recorder, and on it it was the voice of Captain said, "Never mess with the X-Men," and he has who are the X-Men, and Jubilee says he doesn't know. Now another scene, Wolverine was at his bar playing pool, and there was this fox who decided to get in trouble, and well, Wolverine got his claws out, and the fox, well, they were shocked, saying that they don't want his kind around. And then Scott came and well said that he will handle it, and the fox said, "Well, don't do say out of it." And well, Scott said that he would hit the guy with glasses on, and well, one of them said to take them off, and his eye blast started to went out of control, and they want to put it back on, and then Logan and Scott started. They were talking about. I mean, they had a disagreement, but they went to join the other X-Men in their mission to save Jubilee. Oh, and also, well, the guy who was talking with, oh, I forgot to mention that there was another thing where he was talking to this scientist called Trax, who created SNLs, and said that he didn't want anybody, well, he didn't want to start all about it until 100 SNLs already made. But he didn't listen, and he just want to get things done quickly. And the other scene, well, another one where he was, well, later, he But he was a president, and well, in this universe, around the time this she was made, well, the president was a woman, and well, she asked the guy why the mutants felt threatened, felt like they need to felt so threatened to how to fight the Sentinels, and well, then I forgot what the guy said, but the president said that she's going to demand a start to the mutant outreach program, and once I get out of the office, he calls everybody fools. Now, eventually, all the X-Men have come together to where, well, to where Jubilee is being captured, and they start to use the powers to fight out the Sentinels, and to manage to fight, win the battle, and they even manage to save Jubilee. And see, oh yes, after the battle was won for the episode, Jubilee she went to talk to her foster parents, and she said that she said goodbye to them and promised that she'll come visit. And then Jubilee she went to the mansion and started her new life as part of the X Men. And that was the end of Night of the Sentinels Part Two. And yes, this was a good start for the series. And I plan to watch the entire series someday. You know, once I finish watching some other stuff first. And that's what was going on for this show's 40th anniversary. Well, I did look up, and all I found was that there was this panel that happened at a convention a few months ago. But for what's going to happen on the actual anniversary, which is Halloween of this year, well, I didn't find anything so far about it. But yes, I think that's all I can say. You know, for the 40th anniversary of X-Men the Animated Series. And also, please subscribe to my channel because it will help me a lot. And also, please share this video on social media like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So, that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.